from his jail cell, where he was serving time for fraud, the man detailed his deadly plot. Killed the federal judge and prosecutor he believed were responsible for putting him behind bars, he told a man he believed to be a killer for hire. Cut off their heads and preserve them in formaldehyde as souvenirs. The payment, $40,000. These were the startling steps alleged to have been taken by a man seeking a heinous retribution for his 15-year prison sentence. The plan was revealed on Tuesday when federal prosecutors charged the man and an accomplice with conspiracy. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. To murder. The convict, Joseph Romano, 49, who had pleaded guilty to fraud charges for selling more than $40 million in fake collectible coins, was an inmate at Nassau County Correctional Center when a confidential informer inside the jail learned in August that he wanted to torture and kill the judge who had presided over his trial and the prosecutor who had won his conviction, according to court documents. Two undercover officers, posing as killers for hire, met several times to discuss the plot with Mr. Romano and his associate, David Merkovic, 38, who thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Was not in jail and had flown up from Florida for the meetings, prosecutors said. The officers secretly recorded the conversations in which the men sought to arrange the murders, officials said. During one of the early meetings last month, prosecutors said, Mr. Romano asked one of the undercover officers to assault someone with whom Mr. Romano had a business dispute as a test before he would agree to hire them to carry out the assassinations. The officer ended up providing Mr. Romano with fake photographs of the intended victim that appeared to show evidence of a thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Assault, and in return, Mr. Romano and Mr. Merkovic paid him a total of $3,000, officials said. After that Mr. Romano said he had a big job, some serious work, according to an excerpt from one secret recording. 2 weeks later Mr. Merkovic paid one of the undercover agents more than $20,000 as a down payment for the killings, prosecutors said. Prosecutors did not name the judge or prosecutor who were targeted, but court records show that Joseph F. Bianco, a judge in Federal District Court in Central Islip, NY, presided over Mr. Romano's thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Original fraud case. The lead prosecutor was Treaty Nice-Gatz. In September 2010, Mr. Romano pleaded guilty to defrauding elderly victims across the country by selling them fake collectible coins. Prosecutors said he stole more than $40 million through the scheme. Though Judge Bianco sentenced Mr. Romano to 15 years in prison, he was being held in the local jail while the federal government tried to recoup some of the losses to his victims. The murder-for-hire plot was not the first in the Eastern District of New York. In 2006, a thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Mafioso, Vincent Basciano, was accused of conspiring to murder Greg Andres, a federal prosecutor in Brooklyn who successfully prosecuted dozens of members of the Bonanno crime family, and Judge Nicholas G. Arauzes, who was overseeing his trial. The 2009 audit by the Inspector General of the Justice Department reported that there were over 1,200 threats against judges and prosecutors in 2008, the last year for which figures were available. In 2005, the mother and husband of Joan Lefkoe, a federal judge in Chicago, were murdered in her home by a litigant who was upset that she had thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Dismissed his lawsuit. Mr. Romano appeared in Federal District Court in Central Islip on Tuesday afternoon. Mr. Merkovic, who was arrested in Florida earlier on Tuesday, appeared in Federal District Court in West Palm Beach. He is now being transferred to New York State. During Mr. Merkovic's arrest, law enforcement officers recovered a loaded 9mm semi-automatic handgun and $18,000 in cash, which officials said was the balance that he owed to carry out the killing. The two men face sentences of life in prison if they thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Are convicted.